Good afternoon, students. For you, those of you who are using the desktop version of Tableau, I'm going to walk you through the installation. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to walk you through importing some data and saving your file. So this is basics. I'm not here to show you how to do a lot of different things in Tableau at this juncture. Those videos will come later. Anyhow, so what I need to do is, by and far, you're given data in Excel to work in the class. So when you open Tableau, it brings you up to this page. I am going to import this data detective data set, which is hospital data. It's called data detective for a reason that's not important. Okay, so this is going to follow the installation video that covers if you have to use Tableau Public. So I'm going to do the same type of stuff here. So I've got ER visits. That data just automatically comes in when you click on it. I'm not going to get into relationships right now. That you don't start with that until later. You usually just have one tab on the workbook that you're installing or that you're importing, not installing, importing. Okay, so I'm going to go to sheet 1. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. This is going to be ER visits by hospital. Okay, so I've got my hospital and my columns. Now I want to know my rows. And then I want the ER visits in the columns. Actually, I don't want that. I want text. That's not what I want. ER visits count. What it did was when I double clicked it, it put it over the text. So let me show you how I did that without just double clicking over the text. So now I've got the count of ER visits. The year's not important right now because it's only 2025 data. So normally you would get into more detail, but again, this video is not about that. It's about saving your file and starting with Tableau. So I showed you how to link to your data source. Let's create the ER visits by gender. That might be something that's interesting. So we click on gender and let's put it in our columns. And then we're going to put our count on our rows and it's going to automatically create a bar chart for me. So there's really not that much. If you're interested, if you're exploring the data and you want to see if the visits are a bit distributed between male and female, that might be something you look at, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I'm not here to show you how to I'm not here to show you about data visualization and such. I'm here to show you about using Tableau. Okay, so we've got our two charts here, and let's save our file. This is the #1 recommended way. So go to File, and I want you to choose Save As, not Save, but Save As. When you click on that, let's come here. Let's go to my teaching. I'm going to call this hospitals. It really doesn't matter what I call it. It does for you, so you can find it. Don't just save it as a TWB. I'll show you why. Actually, let's do this. Let's do hospitals, and I'm going to call this version 1. I'm going to save it as it normally would. If you click save, boom, it saves it as a TWB file. Okay? I'm going to show you why this could be problematic. My preferred way, and the way I recommend that you do it, is go to Save As and drop this down to TWBX. As I explained in the public video, that what it does is it saves the data as an extract. And again, I'm going to show you why. So I'm closing all this. Let me close my YouTube channel and all this other business. and all this other stuff up here. Okay, now let me go to my folder where I have saved those two files. Alrighty, okay. So I've got hospitals version 1 is going to open. Now, this is showing a live connection because this data set is on my laptop and I created this Tableau workbook on my laptop. It knows where the data set is. However, when you give me a Tableau workbook, TWB, the data set doesn't live on my desktop. So it'll come up and it will not show me. I'll get a message that says, locate the data set. So here's where in the other video I'm like, hey, let's say you let's rename this. Let's call it visit ID. I'm just going to do some little futsy things. I don't recommend you do this, but again, you might want to change it. And I don't recommend you change field names, but you might. So what happens is if I don't, my data set doesn't match your data set, that when I pull in or connect to the data set that you're given, that I do have a copy of on my computer, it won't match yours, and then your charts could be messed up. This actually is not the best demonstration because, again, the data set, it knows where the data set lives on my desktop. But here's the difference, okay? Here's the difference that I can show you. Notice this one says it's a live connection because it knows where the data lives on my computer. But this one, version 2, this is also a live connection. This is not doing much good. It's actually an extract. So what I'm trying to tell you is save your file as a TWBX and you'll be in good shape. Okay? That is the main message to take away from this is when you get ready to save this, to send it to me or the workbook, then you can do save as, or you could export a package workbook. That's the fastest way to do it too. Save, and it does everything you need. It saves the data inside the workbook. So that is the super duper #1 best way to save your file, export package workbook. And again, you cannot do this on the Tableau public. Here in Tableau desktop version, do export package workbook is your fastest and best way to make sure that your faculty member can open your file and read your data source as it is related to your workbook. That's it. Hope that helps. Take care and good luck.